Welcome all to Humanity Unplugged podcast. I'm your host, Jermaine McCrimmon, and this is a series I'm putting together here about the senseless crimes and deaths going on in America. And we're going to highlight North Carolina this time. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to everyone who's listening, stop by, check us out, see what's going on. Again, please subscribe on all platforms, share, and just pass the information along. I think if we get more information, we know more, we'll do better. You know more, you act better, you just have a more better insight on life itself when you get information. You can do something with the information. So I want to start off with saying, this is MLK weekend, and Monday people are going all around the world, going out, doing what they do, being part of different colleges and institutions and going out to different places, and just be careful, be aware of your surroundings and have a great time. Give a shout out to Martin Luther King Jr. He was a great man, and a lot of us have that in us. So we need to just stand up and be a beacon for the rest of the community. So let's get into it. Um, I have to give you a little background of me and what's going on with me. I'm from the old school. I was raised up in total family, mother and father both doing what they do. It was beautiful. And I have four kids. They're all older now. I got a grandson, three boys, one girl. And I thank God, I knock on wood, that my sons are great guys, young men that are striving to become great. Excuse me. And my daughter doing her thing, and she's striving to be the best woman she can be. I say that because I never had to go to a courtroom. I never had to go to a precinct. And I didn't know how I was going to do that. I was terrified of having kids. It was crazy. But I only knew what I knew. And what I knew was from what my dad taught me. And he put the fear of God in us. And that's not something to be proud of. But back in my day, when we got in trouble, my mom only had to just mention my father. We started crying. I got cousins that cry. Just hearing my dad knows about it because he's 6'5", 6'6", 385, 400 pounds coming through, size 15 triple E, hands big as baseball mittens. You don't want no problems with that. So in return, you either learn to do what you told or you're going to get that work. As my boy Loaded Lux would say from Harlem, you're going to get that work. So my dad never discriminated on giving out that work. If you act up, you got it where you act up. You talk back, you're gonna get knocked out. You're gonna get up off that floor. You're gonna find your senses, make sure your teeth not loose. You're gonna pull it all together. If he had to come to your school, you're gonna get that work. He had to take off from work, you're gonna get that work. If he found out you was cutting class, y'all know what I'm about to say, you're gonna get that work. So he was very involved. I don't remember seeing my dad go to baseball games and basketball games, and he wasn't involved on that type of tip. But when it came to your education, you listening, going to church, following through, oh, you're gonna do all that. We ain't got a problem. You're gonna do that. So when I look at the senseless crimes in America and look at what's going on in general, I always say, where's these kids' father? Because as a father, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, people. I could be wrong, but a father's presence is needed in a household. Now, I'm not saying the kid can't go astray if he don't have a father, but if he have an active father involved in his life, the percentage of him going left is real slim. It's real slim. And you got to be careful because women turn the young teens, the males, against the father, especially if he a stand-up dude, because when they tell the young boy to do something, it may take longer than the father just say, yo, do that. Stop playing. And then he might say, okay, dad, no problem. I got that. I got that. So do me a favor. Do this. And my sons will do it. Now, their mom might ask them to do that 4 or 5 times. but they can't get it done. But that's the connection that the father has. We all play our part. And I don't want to sound like that, but it is like that. A woman can raise a young boy to be a man, but some of the things that he needs to become who he needs to be, she doesn't have it to give it to him. It's a male's touch that has to be there. Just like a man can raise a female. I can raise my daughter, but still there's things my daughter will need from her mother. That touch, I can't give her that. So it's a balance that's needed in raising a child. Back in the day, if I was acting up outside and the neighbor saw me, neighbor said, I'm gonna tell your father, I'm gonna tell your mother. Or if it was a real ride or die neighbor, he'll put hands on you, then tell your father and mother, and they put hands on you as well. So it was no way for you to get out of that whooping or get out of that little situation. So when I look at the senseless crimes going on in America, it bothers me because I'm always saying, where are the parents? We want to talk to our children before they go to prison and have them talk to them while they're doing the bid. So where's these role models? Where are the people that reach out to these children and try to help guide them? But I understand that sometimes a child just don't want to talk to you. They could be suffering from mental health. They can be suffering just from domestic violence. They could be suffering many different things of stress. Kids pick up stress because they don't have the certain pair of sneakers on. They're not accepted with their peers because they don't have the right jeans on. They're not accepted. So we have to be conscious of that and understand what's going on with that child or that situation, your environment where they live at. Back in the day when I lived in the projects and I wore skippies to school, we could afford other sneakers, but my attitude, my grades, my dad like, no, I'm not buying you those sneakers, but get these skippies. And they laughed at me. They joked at me. I was the butt of the jokes, but I brought that on myself because of my conduct. But when we fast forward to today's times, kids bringing in C minuses, they getting $200 Jordans, or they're gonna be on the corner pitching to go get it. Where we got time to be on these corners selling drugs? Where's your parents at that you out here on these corners as a minor selling drugs? 13, 14, 15, 16. Back in our day, when the lights got dark, my mom would say, don't let the light come on. If that light come on, that street light come on, and your butt ain't upstairs, it is a problem. Don't let it happen. For whatever reason, she don't want to hear that the elevator got stuck. She don't want to hear that the elevator's out. She wants you indoors when that street light come on. That's how it was. And everybody kept a tight community like that. All the old mamas and old pops, they're not out there no more. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and some of y'all, this might give out my age, but back in '87, when crack hit our community, it devastated a lot of the elderly people. The older people was taken out during this time. When it hit Harlem, it hit all that, all the old homies, the old G's, they all got hooked into different things, and it just brought down the big mamas. Now your big mama is 40 years old. Your grandmother's 40 years old. Your grandmother 37 years old, looking good. She trying to twerk and be out there in them streets. So she not watching it. There's no structure there. There's no OGs no more, no old mamas. We don't have that no more. So it impacts our community, you know. The elderly are scared to come outside because of the crime rate. So we got to get back to praying. We got to get back to giving back to our elderly and things as such. But one of the first, you know, crimes or incidents I want to talk about, it happens in Hillsborough, Cedar Ridge High School out in Hillsborough, North Carolina. Kenyon Cameron, 19-year-old youth, black young male, was arrested for 2 counts of first-degree murder. Now, he allegedly killed Sakira Warlow and DeAnthony Morgan. Now, just to hear that, and this happened on the 29th of December. And what's so crazy about this, and I have to go through this because this is all my speculation, my opinion. You know, I go by some of the facts that's said, but what's not said is what I really go by. I'm gonna let that sit. What's not said is what I really go by. Now, if this was a shooting at school where multiple kids got killed, okay, that's like an active shooter. But these two youth was found dead in a car, shot to death in a car on the 29th of December 2024. It took authorities 2 weeks to figure things out before they made the arrest on Cameron, on Kenyon. And what's so strange about this is we don't know how it happened. We don't know what happened. It wasn't there. They telling the alleged shooter not to speak, which is proper. He don't need to talk to anyone because whatever you say will be used against you. That's a whole different story we need to talk about our kids being aware of what happens when you get arrested or what happens when they pull you over in the car. Everybody want to be gangster and watch these movies of what happens and all this other stuff. That is not what we need to be doing. But I'll get into that at another video. But anyway, he facing his life. If he get convicted for this, it's over. He's not coming out. They're going to charge him as an adult. They're going to try to anyway. And now the family got to raise money, to get him out. He's no bail. So raise money for a lawyer. That's his only way. So, and it's sad. Youth, 16-year-old lady, Miss Warlow, she was an NBA, destined for the women's NBA. Called her the GOAT. 16-year-old can play ball with her eyes closed, out of sight. Pretty young lady, nice smile to her, about her business, no issues, no crimes, no nothing. Only 16 years old. Didn't even go to her prom. You know what I'm saying? If you was a father, I'm sorry, but I'd be in jail already. I know me. I can't, you take one of mine out, I ain't gonna be here. Forget about, I'm gone. Because when they innocent like that, to just remove them off this earth is crazy. So it bothers me. It really does. Guys, before I continue, I know my footage is not as clear as it used to be or need to be. Hopefully by Sunday it'll be rectified. I am working on it. Just bear with me. So getting back to this, now you have a 20-year-old D'Anthony Morgan, had a future. No issues with him either. He's gone. Now, what we don't know is the history, and that's the question. And they're not telling you nothing either. But they're in the same car together, so maybe they're cool enough like that. Maybe Kenyon thought they were dating. He might have had a crush on her, whatever the case may be. He took them both out. Only one story to tell now. That's by the accused. I'll keep you guys updated with that. It's crazy, but that's what it is. The other one we got coming out of North Carolina, mother Victoria Crosby arrested for killing her daughter Tiffany Crosby out in Harnett County. And she killed her daughter over a cell phone bill. I'm going to say this again. Out in Harnett County, Victoria Crosby killed her daughter, Tiffany Crosby, for a cell phone bill. Now, the daughter went over there allegedly to talk to her mom about the cell phone bill. Excuse me 1 second, sip of coffee. And she went over there with a boyfriend, by the way. She wasn't by herself. She drove over to her mom's house. Her younger sister, I believe, is there also. The mother get into a heated conversation, allegedly. All this is just news, all alleged. And it got into a heated conversation. The daughter went to the car and she got the tire iron and came back in the house threatening her mom with the tire iron. So, of course, the mom went and got her gun and it was on. The daughter made a call to PD, more than once, 911. First time she called and said, please come over. We got a problem. Second time she called, it was over. So allegedly, the mother shot the daughter once. The daughter returned to her car and passed, in a car. She died in the vehicle. I mean, that's your daughter, 23-year-old Tiffany, 23 years old, gone over a cell phone bill. Are we serious? Are we serious? Allegedly, if this is true, a cell phone bill, they work out all type of payment plans. Come on, man. We got to work out a payment plan. We had to take her out for a cell phone bill. You had to go over there and get at your mom like that. So I say that to say, where's the history? We don't go to 0 to 10 like that without a history. I can guarantee you that the mother and daughter has a history of some type of domestic violence, a type of history where it get like that, and it went all the way this time. And it's a shame because no one deserves that for a cell phone bill. I mean, please, guys, in the comments, please let me know how you guys feel about these articles I'm going over, because it don't make sense. We couldn't get an extension on the bill. We couldn't put $20 on the bill and then say we pay you in payment plans. We had to go over there and get violent with our mother, the one who pushed us out. That's crazy. Now mama's arrested. Now what happened to the other daughter? Both victims are lost. The daughter, her older sister's gone, 23-year-old's gone, Tiffany gone. The younger daughter got no older sister anymore, and the mom gonna be arrested. So she lose 2 times. Crazy. I don't understand. Please give me some type of enlightenment on this. Both articles strictly ridiculous to me. No one needs to die. We could walk away. You know, I wanted to give you guys an update about the young girl who got burned alive coming out of Dollar Tree store in Stanford, North Carolina. I didn't see any articles on it yet, but I do have an update on it. It's out of my first episode or 2. The young girl got 80% of her body burned. I didn't hear she passed. She's still around. She's fighting. But it's a domestic violence. Allegedly, her ex-boyfriend threw gasoline fluid on her and smoked a cigarette and flicked it out on her. I'm telling you, I'll be missing. I'll be already gone straight up. I'll be done, went crazy on everybody, because you don't have to like someone. That's fine. You can disagree with someone. That's fine. Cool. We disagree all the time. Agree to disagree. They do it on TNT, NBA, Shaq and Barkley. They disagree all the time. They laugh and they keep going on. So I disagree to move on. So they broke up, whatever. You come back around and burn her up? That's crazy. But the twist to this is the boy mother tried to help him get away with it. So you know your son did something so trifling, and you're going to try to help him get away with it? You deserve to go in jail with him. And that's the problem sometimes with this mother love. And I'm not picking on mothers. I'm just talking the truth. It's just my truth. You got to know when to stop. And it's hard to see it sometimes. Sometimes it takes that outside view at a situation. So I don't know with the case whether or not he's going to be prosecuted yet. I will keep you abreast with that. But it happened in Stanford. I'll give you guys an update as soon as I can on that case. But the last case I got to talk about is a doozy. And I have a video for you guys to watch. And we're going to get right into it, because this is a good one. And it's just disgusting. All the way disgusting. And I just want you guys to check it out.
A DNA swab from a baby born at Baylor Scott and White Waxahachie was what authorities needed to stop Marvin Scales.
We got a paternity test, and that test came back, 99.999 to the nth degree to Scales being the presumptive father.
The mother was just 14.
He was arrested for the aggravated sexual assault charge.
Detectives found Scales had 3 other child victims, all connected, prosecutors say, by the church where he worked with kids.
The offender is not just grooming the child into silence. They're grooming the entire family and creating a situation where everyone trusts him.
Arrest affidavits say parents let their kids spend the night at Scales' house. He assaulted them there and on group trips out of town. Detectives found one boy he assaulted because Scales filmed it.
It's possible that there are other victims still out there. Some of the video footage had people that we could not identify.
Prosecutors won't say at which church Scales found his victims.
To protect their confidentiality, these are children with something horrific happening to them.
But the DA says the church could have done a background check and found Scales was already a registered sex offender.
It should have heightened them a little bit to at least ask questions.
Does the church bear any responsibility then?
Yeah.
He was not on the books as the official youth pastor. He was a volunteer. But still, I would say even volunteers need to be checked.
The 53-year-old pleaded guilty to 4 counts of sex crimes, 1 for each of his victims. A judge sentenced him to prison until 2074.
No chance of parole before that.
Not on those offenses, no.
So from your perspective, 50 years is a life sentence.
It is a life sentence. It was good for our victims because we didn't have to put the victims through the agony of a trial.
She says the kids who trusted their church leader have already been through enough.
Guys, that is disgusting, man. So if you listen to this real carefully, 14-year-old little girl had a baby by a 53-year-old man. And the only reason why we're hearing about it the way we're hearing about it is because the hospital where this all happened at is real tight with the church. So he was in the hospital helping her give birth to the child. And they started questioning him why he's so involved with this child giving birth. Where's the mother? Where's the father of the child? So one thing led to another. And there you have it. The problem is, again, starts with an H, history. He's a convicted sex offender. He's on the registry. He did 10 years prior to this. So he said, to hell with this, I'm going out with a bang. He pleaded guilty already to 4 different types of sexual assaults to minors. When he go to jail, it is going to be a problem for him. Because you don't do that to children, man. He had them all in cahoots. Like it's all right. How you let your 14-year-old or any of your children hang around adults and you don't do a background check? No one talks about this. No one finds out if this guy is credible. Yeah, he volunteered for the church. Yeah, he's not getting paid. But he's with your youth. He representing your cloth. What's up with that? Out in Texas, they don't want to name the church. They want to keep that, a secret, but put him out there because they negligence too. It's not all what's up with him. Church negligent too, big time. That will scar that community forever. And now they're going to watch that baby grow up in that community. That's what make it crazy. The baby going to grow up in that community, maybe even grow up in the church. What that sound like for the parents to be okay with that? They all was down with it. I don't know what gospel they doing. I don't know what hymns they reading out of. I don't know who they praying to. That ain't right. Nope. I'm sorry. Nope. You can't tell me no one didn't know about that. You can't tell me 9 months this girl went by and she swole up and nobody know why she got big all of a sudden. Parents don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. Huh? She 14. Inquiry minds want to know, hey, listen, what's going on with that? How you get pregnant? Who your baby daddy? Who you sleeping with? Her father never said that? The mother never said that? Why we wait till after she give birth? We didn't know she got that big overnight. She stayed in the closet for 9 months. She never went outside. She didn't go to school. I don't understand. It gotta, make it make sense. Make it add up. If it ain't logical, I can't go by it. That's what I do with my children. Make it make sense to me. Because I can understand if it makes sense. And what does make sense, somebody was hiding this. Come on. Crazy. Disgusting. Pedophile. He even did a video on a boy. Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, it's really bad. It's getting really, really bad out here, y'all. I've been up here long enough. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Share the video. Each one teach one. We teach everyone. I'm your host. Again, happy holidays, Martin Luther King. Love you guys. Let's stay safe. Okay? I'm out.